So in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between rand and randc. So let's begin. So in rand, you will get random values, and those values can be possibly repeated again and again. And there's a huge possibility that the same value can appear again, and also there's a huge possibility that a particular type of possible value did not appear in one cycle. For example, if you have a 2-bit value, a variable a. So what are the possible values that you can get in decimals? So those possible values are 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if you declare this variable as rand, so and you if you randomize the variable inside a loop, so there is a chance that 0 will get repeated again, and then 3 might come, and then 1 might come, and then 0 might come. So there is a chance that any possible value, such as 2 in this case, might not appear. But what if you declare the same variable as randc? So randc, on the other hand, ensures that all possible values in the range are returned once before repeating. So it's very great for exhaustive testing. So in randc, so since the E is of 2 bits, so there are 4 possible values. So it will ensure that even though the values are appearing randomly, all the possible values are obtained. So the pattern could be something like this: 2, then 1 can come, then 0, then 3. And after all the possible values are received, then only the pattern will a different pattern will appear again. So then 3 can come, and 0 can come, and 1 can come, and 2 can come, and etc. So let's try to understand this with the help of a very simple example. So I will just declare a class, and I will call it rand. Let's call it rand cyclic or rent example. So inside this class, uh, first I will declare a variable as rand, and I want the width to be of 2 bits, and I will name it well. Then I will create a function. Since it is not returning anything, the return type will be void. I will name it display vals. And I will write 2 repeat loop. So first it will repeat for 4 times, then it will repeat for another 4 times. So total 16 times. So the reason I am doing this so that I can write a display statement here indicating that one cycle has been completed. So it is just for readability's sake. So let's put a display system tags right here. And I will just write here that cycle has completed. Now uh, here I will just randomize the uh, that this class. So I will just write this dot randomize. And just to ensure that we do not get any warnings, I will just dynamic cast this with a void. And also I will put here a system task of display, where I will just mention the value random value. So now our class is complete. So let's move on to our test module. So here first I will just declare the handle of the class. I will call it RE. Then here I will assign an object. And right after that, I will just call the display method of the class. So just observe, right now our variable is rand. And since the value is of 2 bits, there are 4 possible values. And those are, of course, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So let's find out what will happen in rand. So as you can see it right here that we have 16 occurrences in total, and there are, as I've already mentioned, there are 4 possible values ranging from 0 to 3. And as you can see it right here that in the very first cycle, there are multiple repetitions of 2. So 2 is getting repeated for 2 times, and we didn't get 3 in the first cycle. Then in the second go, we didn't get 0, and 1 is getting repeated for 2 times. Simultaneously, in the third cycle, we didn't get 1, and neither we get 2. So 3 is getting repeated 3 times. So that's the thing with rand. So there is a huge possibility that your some possible value will not get repeated, and some values can get consecutively repeated. Like here you can see that 3 is getting repeated for 2 times in a row. So what if you want all the possible values to appear first, then before moving to the next cycle? So for that thing, we will use randc. So what I will do, I will just change this to randc, and then we will observe the behavior, the change in behavior. So everything else will remain same. I will go ahead and run the code. So as you can observe right here, there are still 16 occurrences because of the repetitions we have used inside our code, and you can see that each cycle there is only a single occurrence of each possible value. And just before moving to next cycle, all the possible value will appear. So randc or rand cyclic uh, makes it sure that all the possible values appears in a randomized fashion uh, before um, before the repetition of any of the possible values. So you can see it right here that one is appearing, then 3, then 0, then 2. And these are all the possible values in a 2-bit variable. Then after that only 2 appears, 1 appears, 3 appears, and 0 appears. All the possible values appears again. Then after that only 3 appears, and 2 appears, and 0 appears, and 1 appears. So same goes for the remaining cycle, or just this cycle. So this was the difference between randc and rand. So I hope you find this video useful, and thank you so much. Please stay tuned for more.